Hey there, it's Andrea, and welcome to the Voice of Influence podcast. Have you heard about the World Economic Forum's Job Skills Report? In early 2025, they released what they see as the most important job skills for 2025 and the skills that are going to be needed as we look more into the future. And right now, I just want to take a minute to tell you what these are. The top 10 skills from the bottom going up are cognitive flexibility, the ability to adapt to changing situations and learn new things quickly so that people can change rapidly in an evolving workplace. Number 9, data analysis, the ability to collect, analyze, and interpret data, which is increasingly important as organizations rely on data to make decisions. Number 8, emotional intelligence. Understanding and managing emotions, both your own and those of others, is essential for building strong relationships and fostering collaboration. Number 7, active learning and learning strategies. The ability to continuously learn and adapt to new information and technologies. This is crucial for staying relevant in the future of work. Number 6, technology design and programming. As technology continues to evolve, proficiency in these areas will be increasingly important for various roles. Number 5, leadership and social influence. These skills are vital for motivating teams, building relationships, and navigating diverse cultural contexts. Number 4, creativity, originality, and initiative. I'm kind of getting excited. This is such a great list. The ability to think outside the box, generate new ideas, and take the lead in projects. This is highly valued. Number 3, critical thinking and analysis. This involves evaluating information, identifying biases, and making sound judgments. This is essential for effective decision making. Number 2, complex problem solving. The ability to tackle intricate issues and find creative solutions. This is critical in today's workforce. And number 1, analytical thinking and innovation. This skill is considered foundational for navigating complex scenarios and making informed decisions. When I first saw this list, I was really energized. And the reason for that is that we tackle 9 out of the 10 things that are listed on that list in our leadership development programs. So the one that we don't really tackle is the actual technology but we do talk about embracing new technologies and experimenting with new technologies and being open to new technologies. And so I was really excited. I was really excited because I was like, "Okay, so the things that we are focusing on in our leadership development programs, the things that we're trying to help people grow in being able to think more critically, to be more creative, to feel free and able to work better together collaboratively, to solve complex problems in a collaborative environment, to question one's own assumptions and be able to understand cognitive bias and all kinds of things that we're talking about in our programs. These are the things that are needed. And not only that, but that is what I'm writing about in my book. That is what I've been, trying to focus on as a company. And so it's energizing because of that, because it's like, okay, great. We're ready. We're ready for this moment. And at the same time, I recognize that it is a very difficult time for some companies to feel like they can afford to bring somebody like Voice of Influence in to do a leadership development program. Some companies can. Some companies want to do that. Others cannot. So I have been over the last few months really trying to think about what are ways that Voice of Influence can help meet the need without, requiring more of us than what others can afford to pay for. And so we've been working on diversifying and expanding our option of offerings so that what we provide and what we can support has a varied level of our involvement, which then means it has a varied level of financial investment for the companies that are working with us and interested in working with us. My book actually talks about a lot of those skills and why they're so important in this day and age. And I'm saying my book, I'm talking about the one that I am currently writing. Um and so I'm so excited to get that out. I am really hoping that I can buckle down and get this out to you in 2025 or really really close to it. But in the meantime, in the meantime, one of the things that we did is we decided to create a resource. And one of the things that I am driven by is the desire to make the most of the resources available. So when I think about resources, I'm not just thinking about money and things, I'm thinking also about people and the potential of people to make a difference. And one of the joys of working inside of companies is getting to know people and seeing the expertise and the insight and experience that they bring and how much of a difference we know that it can make. And that's one of the goals of Voice of Influence is to help these people rise up and actually help shape the future of their companies, help to shape the future of their own lives, to help shape the future of others who they're working with. And so I really believe in the potential and in the vast experience and expertise of others in companies. And one of the most cost effective ways to make the most of this resource is to encourage a very intentional mentorship program. Now, you might be familiar with some of the frustrations that older generations have with younger generations, and this is something that happens all the time. Every single generation that comes up, the older generations are just like, "You got to be kidding me. How are you struggling with this particular thing that we're really good with and you're not?" And then younger generations are looking up and going, "How is it that you're still struggling with these things that we can see right through?" And there's this kind of cultural divide between generations. But in a fluid working environment where things continue to change, we need the institutional knowledge and wisdom of those who are older to be able to pass that on to the younger generation, the people who are just coming into the workforce or have been there for just a little while. So, over the past few months, I've been working with my editor, Roseanne Moore, and we have created a mentorship guide and journal that we're actually just going to publish on Amazon. This mentorship guide is a simple step by step process for starting with a mentor relationship. So somebody that's older working with somebody that's younger, or if it's if a group setting, if a manager would like to build skills and knowledge into their team, but doesn't have a lot of time, doesn't want to spend a lot of effort on this, and can't, you don't have too much on your plate, but you could work it into your meetings over the course of maybe a year. This is a great resource for you. So the book highlights how to start the relationship, how to kick off the first session, making sure that you get a sense of what everybody's expecting and what kind of goals you want to achieve out of this program. Then there are 10 sessions that range from personal branding to building relationships and networking to professional communication and specific job related skills, career-related skills. And then one final session to wrap things up. Okay, so that's the big picture of this mentorship guide. And the title of this mentorship guide is Set Up for Success at Work. The way that you get set up for success is by recognizing that I have something to learn from you, and I might be able to contribute something to you as well. And so, as a mentee, you're thinking, I want to grow, I want to learn, I want to develop, I want to take the next step in my career. But maybe there's not a leadership development program that's available to you right now. Maybe you don't have the opportunity to upskill and learn specific new skills for your job at this point. But what you can do is you can learn from others. And this mentorship guide helps you to be able to do that in a very intentional way. And then it also helps you to document this particular kind of learning and grow. So as a mentor, what you get to do is you get to say, okay, look, I would like to build into others. I would like to, make a difference in my company, but I don't exactly know how to do that. Maybe I've never been a mentor before, or I have been a mentor, I've been mentored and it wasn't particularly beneficial, or it kind of strayed off into other areas that I was uncomfortable talking about. Well, this mentorship guide will help you stay on track. It will give you the certain topics to make sure to cover and still open up space for you to cover other things that are more immediate needs for that mentee. And the benefit for an organization, if you want to incorporate mentorship and be a little more intentional about mentorship, it doesn't require a lot from you either. So if you were to buy a book bundle from Voice of Influence, a book bundle of 20 books, then we provide also a checklist of things for you to do that would make it very simple for you to start and kick off a mentorship program with very little effort. If you were to buy a book bundle of 100 books or more, then you would also have a consult call with me so that I can help you get even more specific and think through what would make it the most effective for you and your company to do this. So we do have these book bundles at setupforsuccessatwork.com. That's setupforsuccessatwork.com. Or you can buy just a single copy or 2 copies on Amazon. And here's the kicker. The cost of one guide is less than $10. And if you buy a book bundle, it's less than that. So that's what we are wanting to provide for you as you are thinking about, gosh, there's these skills that we really need to foster in our people, and yet we don't have the time or energy maybe to bring Voice of Influence in to do an actual leadership development program. But maybe we could use this mentorship guide to help us kickstart a little program, gets people talking and working better together, bridging some cultural barriers, and actually make some movement in our company without having to put much effort into it ourselves. That is the goal. That is what we wanted to provide. We wanted to help you kickstart something and get things moving. If you feel like it's been a little stale or you just need another little boost, this would be a great way to do it, and very, very cost-effective way to do that. It makes your seasoned professionals, it helps them to feel like, first of all, that they're making the most of their knowledge and their wisdom, while at the same time not wasting their time because they have a guide that's going to help them make sure that the conversation is good and relevant and helpful. And it helps the mentees, it helps the younger generation feel like, yes, you are investing in me. Somebody does care enough about me to spend a little bit of time with me, help me develop myself as a professional and in my career, and help me to move forward in my career in some way. So if you're looking for that kind of cost-effective, you know, least amount of effort way to do this, this book is for you. So set up for success at work. So excited for you to have this. Okay, it's also very simple and it's not super long. So you can, if you wanted to read through it in one setting, you could totally do that. But that's not the point. The point is to kickstart these conversations. So each session starts out with a historical figure that you may or may not have heard of before and kind of gives an idea of like, this is the concept that we're talking about. Now, here's the basic idea of why this is important at work. And then it gives the mentor something to share, the mentee something to share, something that they can work through together, and then opens up the conversation for them further to be able to either continue to figure out, is there some sort of skill that I want to learn or something that I want to do as a result of this? Or do I just have more questions for you about something else? Maybe you have time for that. And I think one other thing that I want to let you know about is that I think that an effective mentor relationship probably would take about an hour a month for 12 months. So if you are willing to provide that time or take that time out of your lunch or however you want to work that out as a company or as an individual, if you're willing to have one lunch a month with somebody and build into them, imagine what that could do for them as an individual, for their meaning and purpose, but then also for you and your meaning and purpose, and for the benefit of the company. Oh, it just really makes me excited. So, we are releasing this book today on Amazon.com. It's available at setupforsuccessatwork.com, or you can buy, like I said, just like a single copies through Amazon.com. But then make sure you go to setupforsuccessatwork.com and sign up for the bonuses. Now, the bonuses, I'm super excited about this too. The bonuses, number one, we're going to give you a tracker because one of the things that we're suggesting is that you don't have to go through this in order. All the different sessions, there's these different topics. They don't necessarily build on one another. There's the one that you should use for the kickoff, the one that you should use at the end, but the ones in between you can kind of do whenever. And so we've given you a tracker to track which ones you've covered by what date, and then kind of your key takeaways. And then what you do, you keep that for yourself because number one, that's going to be helpful for you to be able to see the progress that you've made. But number two, then you're going to submit that to our form on our website, and you're going to get a certificate emailed to you, a certificate of completion of this mentorship program. So you go through this mentorship book with somebody and you document, when you did what and how your key takeaways, you send that to me and I'm going to send you a certificate of completion. And then you can take that back to your company and let them know, hey, I just wanted you to know that I spent the last 12 weeks, the last year working with this particular mentor. And these were the topics we covered. And this is my certificate of completion from Voice of Influence. And I will tell you that you taking that kind of initiative is going to make a difference in the way that you are perceived at work. It is going to make a difference because people are going to say, oh, wow, this is a go-getter. This is somebody who cares. This is somebody who wants to continuously learn and grow. This is a mentor, even. You can also get a mentor certificate of completion, which says, this is somebody who wants to invest in other people in our company. This is somebody who really cares about the future, who's really putting forth extra effort to do something to move us forward. I'm so excited to issue out a bunch of these certificate of completions. And if you want to incorporate that into your program, if you have a mentorship program and you're wanting to create a mentorship program, very simply, this is part of the whole process, is you end up with a certificate of completion that's official, and it feels validating. And should be invalidating because you've put the work in. So go to setupforsuccessatwork.com, sign up for those bonuses, contact us for one of the book bundles, or just go buy it on Amazon for less than $10 and make a difference in your own career and the career of others. If this is something that you feel is important, if you believe that this could benefit others, please share. I would love for you to share this resource with others. I'd love for you to share Voice of Influence podcast with others as well, because we want to see people awakened to their ability to make a difference, to help shape the future. You are important. Your voice matters. And so does the voice of the person who's sitting next to you at work. And the kid that just got hired, their voice matters too. Let's make it matter more. Go to setupforsuccessatwork.com.